VIPs. You're on a private jet, gold mask in your lap, champagne in your hand. The island is 30 minutes out. You do this once a year, fly in, put on the mask, sit in a room with leather chairs and a glass wall, and watch strangers kill each other for money that means nothing to you. You bet on them the way other people bet on horses. Number 218 looks strong. Number 67 is fast. Number 456 has that look, desperate enough to do anything. The host built the games. The frontman runs them. You pay for them. That's the arrangement. Your money keeps the lights on, the guards paid, and the island hidden. In return, you get a show that no amount of money can buy anywhere else. Real stakes, real blood, real fear on real faces. You've tried everything else. Cars, women, art, islands of your own. None of it moves the needle anymore. But this, watching a person realize they're about to die, this still works. The final game is tonight. You've heard it's down to the last few. You've already placed your bets. You've finished the champagne, straighten your tie, and look out your viewing window at the final game below. Somewhere down there, people are about to die for your entertainment. You can't wait. The host. You built this. Not the facility, not the games, those came later. You built the idea. You sat in a room with people like you, people who had so much money that the world stopped feeling real. And someone said, what if we made it real again? What if we found people with nothing and gave them a reason to fight? And what if we watched? And you said yes. You funded the first game. You chose the island, you hired the first frontman and gave him a mask and a set of rules. You designed the structure, the pink suits, the shapes, the hierarchy. Circles carry, triangles enforce, squares manage, the frontman runs. And you sit above all of it. The games exist because of you, every season, every player, every person that gets carried off the game floor and into an incinerator. You don't run the day-to-day. That's what the frontman is for. You don't manage the guards or approve the schedules or walk the corridors. You set the vision. You've watched hundreds of people die in these games, maybe thousands. The final game is ready. You've seen the design. 2 players, 1 room, no teams and no tricks, just a choice. Tonight, you'll watch from a place only you have access to. Closer than the VIPs, closer than the frontman. You'll watch 2 people who started with nothing fight over everything. And maybe you'll feel something. Frontman. You're standing at the edge of the control room looking through a wall of glass. Below you, 456 players are sleeping on stacked cots in a room the size of a warehouse. Tomorrow, a third of them won't be here. You are the frontman, and this is your operation. Every game, every roll, every elimination, it all runs through you. The squares manage the floor, the triangles pull the triggers, the circles clean up after, but you are the one who says go. Nothing in this facility moves without your permission. You weren't always here. You had a life before this, a name, a family. The host chose you for a reason. He saw something in you. The ability to watch people die and keep the schedule moving. At least that's what you tell yourself at 3 in the morning when the facility is quiet and you're the only one still awake. You welcome the VIPs personally. You walk them through the viewing lounge. You pour their drinks. You explain the games. This one tests trust. This one tests greed. This one tests whether a person will kill someone they love for money. The VIPs laugh. They always laugh. You've been running these games for years now. You know the pattern. The early games thin the herd. The middle games break alliances. And the final game, the one being built 3 floors below you right now, the final game strips everything away until there's nothing left but 2 people and a choice. You've seen the blueprints. You approved them. You walked the space this morning while workers welded the last panels into place. It's ready. The lighting is set. The weapons are laid out. The viewing gallery for the VIPs has been polished until it shines. Tomorrow night, the remaining players will walk into that room. Most of them won't walk out. The VIPs will watch from above. The host will watch from somewhere closer. and you will stand at the center of it all, keeping time, keeping order, making sure the show runs clean. The intercom buzzes. A square is reporting in. The final game space is ready for inspection. You stand up, adjust the mask, and walk toward the elevator. The last game always has the best ratings. Officer. Usually, the squares report to you. The front man reports to the people above. If a guard goes missing, you handle it. If a player finds something they shouldn't, you handle that too. Quietly. You've been here longer than most of the staff. Long enough to watch 3 full games cycle through. Long enough to stop counting the bodies. The first season, you couldn't sleep. The second, you slept fine. By the third, you were making efficiency suggestions. That's what this job does to you. You walk the facility twice a day, top to bottom. You check the corridors, the supply rooms, the incinerator. You look triangle guards in the eye and they straighten up. You pass the circle workers and they press against the wall. The front man trusts you with everything except the why. You know the what. You know the how. You've never been told who's paying for all of this. You've never been in the room when the VIPs arrive. That door stays closed to you. And you've learned not to knock on doors that stay closed. Tonight, the front man called you in. The final game is confirmed. He showed you the player count, the layout, the timeline. Then he told you something he's never said before. The VIPs are arriving early. You don't ask why. You go back to the floor and double the security rotation. Square guards. You're watching the 12 screens at once. Square on your mask, you're the highest rank in pink. Triangles enforce, circles carry, you manage. You run the surveillance room. You make the announcements over the intercom. You decide which corridors get locked and when. When something goes wrong on the floor, the front man doesn't call a triangle. He calls you. You assign the teams for each game. How many triangles on the perimeter? How many circles on cleanup? Where the exits seal? Where the cameras point? The players think the games are random. They're not. Every angle is measured. Every second is timed. You've reviewed the schematics for each one weeks before the players ever wake up on that floor. The triangles are scared of you, and the circles won't make eye contact. Tonight, you've been handed a new blueprint. The final game. You've never seen a layout like this. You start assigning teams. Triangle guards. You're standing on a platform above the game floor. 60 players below you. They're running. Some are crying. The clock is ticking down, and when it hits 0, anyone still moving is yours. You fire, reload, and fire again. Triangle on your mask, gun on your hip. You are the teeth of this operation. Circles move things, and squares give orders, but you enforce. When a player breaks a rule, you step forward. When a game ends and the losers are still standing, you fix that. You don't know who these people are. You don't see their faces. Not really. They're numbers on green tracksuits. You stopped thinking of them as people somewhere around game 2. You had to, because the alternative is thinking about what you're doing, and that's a door you're not opening. You eat alone. Sleep with the rifle next to your cot. You answer to the squares and they answer to the front man. The chain is clean. Orders come down, you carry them out. No questions, no hesitation. Hesitation gets you sent below the facility and nobody comes back from below. Today, a square pulled you off rotation, told you to report to the lower level. There's a new game space being built, the final one. They need armed personnel stationed at every entry point. You walk down a staircase you've never seen before. You don't know what the game is yet, but there are more guards here than any game before it. Circle guards. You're carrying a stack of cots down a hallway that never ends. Pink suit, pink mask, circle on the face. That circle means you're the bottom. You don't talk. Circle guards don't talk unless a triangle or a square asks you something directly. You move things. Cots, food trays, equipment, bodies. Whatever needs to go from one place to another. That's you. You carry, you clean, you keep your head down. Your back aches. There are dozens of you down here and none of you know each other's names. You don't remove your mask around other staff. You don't eat together. You sleep in a bunk behind a locked door and wake up when the intercom tells you to. You took this job because the alternative was worse. Maybe you were in debt too. Maybe you had nowhere to go. The pay is more than anything you make on the outside. A triangle guard walks past your station, gun on his hip. You step aside. You've seen what happens to circle guards who get curious. One went through a door he wasn't supposed to. You never saw him again. Tonight they have you hauling steel panels to the lower level. Heavy, industrial. You don't know what they're building down there, and you don't ask. You just carry what they tell you to carry and set it where they tell you to set it. The next game is in 8 hours. You've been told to prepare extra stretchers. Recruiter. You're standing in a subway station holding a stack of envelopes and a case of DACG tiles. You look like the most harmless person in the building. You've been watching him for 20 minutes. The man by the ticket machine, patting his pockets, checking his phone. You already know. This is a man in debt. You walk up, offer him a game, and he loses. You tell him he can pay with his body. You slap him across the face and he barely flinches. That's how you know he's ready. A man who still has something to lose would have swung back. You hand him the card, smile again, and tell him to call the number if he wants a chance to change his life. Then you turn around and find the next one. There's never a shortage. You don't work inside the facility, you've never seen the games. You don't know what happens after they call. That's not your department. Your job is the front door. You find people who are so deep in the hole that a mysterious card from a stranger in a suit sounds like a reasonable option. The card has no name on it, just a number, a circle, a triangle, and a square. You hand dozens out a week. Most of them call players. There's hundreds of bodies around you, all wearing the same green tracksuit. You look down at your chest, 456. That's your name now. You don't remember getting here. You remember the van, the gas, and before that, the man in the subway who played you for a kid's game and handed you a card. You remember thinking it was a joke. You remember calling the number anyway, because what else were you going to do? Your life is completely falling apart. So now you're here, standing in a line with 455 strangers who all made the same desperate phone call. A voice comes over the speakers. It explains the rules. You will play 6 games. Win and you get everything. Lose and you're eliminated. You think eliminated means sent home. The first game starts. A doll at the end of a field. Red light, green light, people run. People stop, and then people drop. Not like they tripped, like something hit them. The sound is sharp and flat, one after another. The screaming starts and you can't feel your legs, but you're still standing, eyes locked forward, and the grass is turning red around you. After they give you food, a boiled egg on a tray, you sit on your cot and your hands won't stop shaking. Someone across the room is praying. Someone else is already planning. Somewhere beneath you, behind a wall you'll never see, workers are building something. You hear it at night. Metal dragging across a floor. You tell yourself it's nothing, but it's not.